Good evening, Melbourne. You might be wondering, what are we doing here? We gather here every Friday on a nice day like this, on a rainy day. If it's hailing, we are still here. We are here because we want to bring awareness about Julian Assange. Now, I think a lot of you people going past, standing here listening to us, know who Julian Assange is. Julian Assange is Australian. He's a journalist and a publisher. He's the founder of WikiLeaks. Julian Assange founded WikiLeaks because he wanted a better world for us. He wanted us to live in a world where there was transparency, where we were given the truthful information, where not much was hidden from us. So Julian developed WikiLeaks. He developed a Dropbox, a digital Dropbox, where if you saw any criminal behavior, anything that the governments, the corporations, the institutions were doing that you thought was not right and we should know, you can drop that information into that Dropbox and it would be published. Published by who? No other than our courageous boy, Julian Assange. He knows all about what our governments get up to, what the other governments get up to. And that's why he wanted to do what he did. Now, he's not with us at the moment. He's in England. He's in England in a jail. High security, called Melbourne prison. Now, they put him there to silence him. Julian Assange is not a criminal. He hasn't got a criminal record. He hasn't done anything that is criminal. All he did was brought us the truth. He published the truth. They all did. Alpire's, Guardian, New York Times, Alpire's, they all worked with Julian to bring this truth about the war in Iraq and Afghanistan as to how this war was illegal. It was a war that was falsely cultivated by them. Now Julian Assange is the only one in jail. Nobody else, not Guardian, not New York Times, not Alpire's, just Julian Assange. Now think about it. Why is he? They targeted him because they felt that he was an easy target. He wasn't this large, big corporation publishing people. WikiLeaks was small, just starting. But it was humongous in a sense that they published more truth, more corruption. People were putting information in the Dropbox. They were drawn to putting things in there so that we know, so that their messages can get through. And Julian was publishing them, making sure that it was something that was in our right to know. And he's the only, that's why they silenced him. And he's the only one in jail. Thank you, ma'am. He's the only one in jail. Because they do not want anybody to be like Julian Assange. They want to silence him so that nobody will stand up and do what Julian did. Bring us the truth. They want to extradite him. America wants to extradite him. They want to extradite him because of that material he published. The private Chelsea Manning, now Bradley Manning, now Chelsea Manning gave him the collateral matter video and thousands of war logs. Julian did not hack anything. He did not convince anybody. He didn't have to, because Chelsea Manning believed that she went to grow in Iraq because she was doing the right thing by her, and she downloaded all this war corruption and she gave it to Julian Assange. And together with the other publishing companies and media outlets, Julian published it. Now there is nothing wrong with that. Journalists do that all the time. But no, America didn't want their dirty laundry to be waving around everywhere. So they indicted him. 17 charges. In fact, 18 espionage charges. 17 of them relating to whatever he published about the wars and the corruption. And one, which was quite minor, was the intrusion, computer intrusion, which is 5 years. So altogether it's 175 years. If Julian gets extradited to America, he faces 175 years in American hellhole, dungeon, whatever you may call it. What they're going to do is, if they extradite him there, they're going to try him in their own time. They're going to march him off, lock him up under special administrative thing, which is called SAMS. That is very, very harsh jail. He won't be allowed to talk to anybody. He barely, very barely would be allowed to talk to his lawyers. And if he did, the lawyers, as soon as they leave Julian, they will not be allowed to talk to us, tell us what happened, what is going to. And we are in Australia, all around the world, in fact. We would know what is happening to our Julian. So what are we going to do? We want to stop this extradition. We're going to stop this extradition. And I want you, all of you to do something about it. Because if we don't speak up, if we don't go and tell our governments, if we don't convince our politicians, and if we don't convince people around us to help Julian, it will be too late. We've got to start this now, and we've got to go to our politicians. We've got to go to Dreyfus, who is only in Modielli, not very far from here. Go up there and make some noise and say, we want our brother, we want our son, Julian Assange, back in Australia or back wherever he wants to be. And stop this nonsense about this extradition. He hasn't done anything wrong. So they can't really extradite him. because he is a political prisoner. If you are a political prisoner, there is an act that prohibits them to be extradited to another country. USA knows that, England knows that, Australia knows that. But what they're going to do about it? Oh, they're not going to do anything because they want to wash their hands of Julian Assange. But we are not going to, okay? You are not going to. The world is not going to. We, the good people, are going to save our Julian Assange. And I urge every one of you to take a pamphlet here. Take a picture. Print it out. Put it on your backpack. Put it anywhere it's visible, wherever you go. In your offices, in your lunchroom, on the post-it, lamp posts, electric posts, near your house. Put it on there. And then you tell everybody else that we want Julian Assange free. We do not want him extradited. We want Julian to come home, and the home could be anywhere he chooses. Please, every Friday, 5 till 6 p.m., come and join us. Give us your hand. You will not be disappointed. You will be rewarded. You will be rewarded with truth, because he will publish the truth. There's a lot of nonsense going on in this world, and if Julian was free, he will be bringing the truth to us, and we will know what is real truth happening. So what do we say? We say free Julian Assange, and we say US, UK, hands off Assange. Bring Julian Assange